Hello friends, you are welcome to our channel SciChem. So today we will go through a very basic topic of the science, that is periodic table. So periodic table is not only important for the chemistry but also important for all the subjects of science, because once you will go through the science, then you need the periodic table and the elements. You have to understand the elements, you have to understand the periodic table, and simultaneously also you have to understand the atoms and atomic structure. So now let's subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed yet, because by following classes all about the periodic table, classifications, all the properties, and including the atomic structure is coming up by next classes. So please subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. So let's start. This is the periodic table that anywhere we see in any kind of textbook or anywhere. Even when teachers teaches us, they show us like this one format of periodic table. So why this periodic table is like this? Why there is some gaps that we will know after some times. If you see also, there are very different colors. See, here is one color, here is one color, and here also contains one color. Here also two, three types of colors. So why are these different types of colors? You see something is there below which is very detached from this section, and why there are some gaps. So all these things we will understand after sometimes. So now let's go. Actually this periodic table is very easy to understand. Yeah, exactly, we no need to remember this periodic table. This periodic table we can remember automatically once we will understand. So for that we have to understand this periodic table properly. Now let's move on. So basically this periodic table that we use today is the modern periodic table, which has been done by Russian professor of chemistry Dmitry Mendeleev during February 17 of 1869. That's why this day is known as birthday of the modern periodic table. So what is the definition of periodic table, if you say? So the definition is like it is a tabular display of chemical elements which are arranged by atomic number, electronic configuration, recurring the chemical property. So what is this? So let's understand. So this is a tabular display of chemical elements. Yes. So periodic table is a table where the chemical elements, all the chemical elements used in science or chemistry, are arranged in a very proper way, which are arranged by atomic number. That means by increasing of the atomic number, these elements are arranged in the periodic table. Also by increasing their electronic configuration, but recurring the chemical property. Means reoccurring, means coming up once again the same chemical property that is arranged in the way of the periodic table. Now let's move on to understand all those things of the. So this is the modern periodic table where all the chemical elements are arranged by Mendeleev's. So you see here the chemical elements are arranged by increasing order of their atomic number. So you see here the number is 1, then number is 2, then number is 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So we understand one thing, like the elements are arranged by increasing of the number, and this number is nothing but their atomic number, means the position where they are, that means the atomic number, the number that is assigned to that element. That means the situation where that atoms comes in the periodic table, that is known as the atomic number. So that means for every element in the periodic table, one number is assigned for them. So why that number is that? For that, like for hydrogen it is like 1. Why it is 1 for hydrogen, that we will know after some times. So this is the modern periodic table. So to understand this modern periodic table, first you see there are various sections. So this is one section, this is one section, and these are known as the columns. So this is the columns, you see this is the first column, or we can say also group, and here also in this section is known as row, or otherwise this is known as the period. So there are various columns in the periodic table along with various rows or various periods in the periodic table. Now let's understand one by one everything. So coming to the elemental notation, you see here the hydrogen in the one first section, the hydrogen is there, where 1 is written here, something is written there, the name is written here, and here is the symbol H is written. So for everything is like the same way. So here is one number, here is something written, here is the name written, and here is the symbol that is B written. So then what is this chemical notation or elemental notation of the elements in the periodic table? Let's understand. So for example, let's take the carbon. So you see here the carbon symbol is C, and here we can write the 12.01. So this is nothing but the mass of the carbon, and this is the atomic number. That means on 6th position this carbon comes. So this is the general elemental notation for any kind of elements in the periodic table. Now let's go on to understand different colors. So you see there are various kinds of colors available in the periodic table. So actually these colors tells us many things regarding the periodic table. So you see here, so the things is like which is written in black, that is known as solid. So you see these are written in black, Li or Be or Ti or even B or Ge or even these things. Where the writing color is black, that is solid. And when the writing color is blue, that is liquid. Let's search where the blue color. See here the Hg is written in blue, that means this is the liquid. So you see here another also that is written in blue, so this is also a liquid. Similarly, which is written in red, that is gas. So you see here the variety of is on red, these things are written in red color, that means these are the gases. So we understand like which are written in black, that is solid, which is written on blue, that is liquid, and which is red written in red color, that is gas. Then what are there something which is written in white? So these white written elements are basically synthetically prepared elements. That means these elements are not available naturally on the earth. That means in our world these elements are not available naturally. That means we humans have been synthesized these elements manually. So these are known as synthetically prepared or stable elements. So you understand now the variety of colors. Now you see there are the colors in the block. Like this is written in black, but the block color is yellow. Here also you see this is written in black, but the block color is something like pink color. So to know, to understand these things, here it is given on the below. You see the this pink color is alkali metals. You see here the color of the block, that tells us these are the alkali metals. And see the followed colors, this is the color which belongs to this. So this is alkali earth metals. Similar here the yellow colors which are the transition metals. You see here these colors respond to here, these are the other metals. And this color you see, these are the semiconductors. Similarly here you see some blue color is there, that is other non-metals. So these are the non-metals. So you know these are the metals, transition metals or earth metal, whatever be. So these things are the metals up to this. Then these are the semiconductors. Then these are the non-metals. So it is written here. Then you come to the white blocks. So white blocks are the halogens. Then come to this color. So this color here is shows the noble gases. So these are basically the gases all over the thing. Though it is red is written here. So along with that, these are the also the gases that we can understand from the block color, as well as we can understand from the variety of colors. Similarly here some this color is there. So this is somewhat to black white or little bit white color, not exactly white. So which are this, so these are unknown types. So till now some of the blocks are vacant. If some following year some new elements can be synthesized or found, they will be placed here. So now you understand like from variety of color along with the block color, what are the elements and the other things. So when we saw the periodic table, we find there are many columns like here, and there are many rows. But this periodic table is basically broadly classified to 4 parts. So those parts are basically, this is one part, and then this is one part, and then this is one part, and then this is the lower part. So if you see carefully, that periodic table is basically divided into 4 parts, that is known as S block, P block, D block, and here A block. So basically why this names comes, how this is known as S block, how this is known as D block, and how this is known as P block, followed by how this is known as A block. So if you will see carefully, basically this block names, that is S, D or P or F, is basically came from the situation or the position of their last electron in the electronic configuration format. So that means to understand properly, let's go ahead to the atomic model. We know like in an atomic model, the internuclear part is there where proton and neutrons are available in the nucleus part, and surrounding to the nucleus the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a fixed particular path which is known as orbital. So these orbitals are basically 4 types, that is S, P, D and F. So now coming to the symbolic notation of the blocks like S, P, D and here F block, this is the F block lower one. So as I told, this block name basically depends upon the last electron situation in the atomic model. So basically, if the atomic in the atomic model the last electron is situated in the s orbital, that means that element will belong to s block. In suppose another element is there where in the electron configuration the last electron is coming to the f orbital, that means that element surely will presenting in the f orbital. So let's take example of an atom. Let's take example of carbon. So carbon is having basically 6 electrons, as atomic number is 6. So there are 6 electron means we will count. So in s orbital there will be 2 electrons. Then in p orbital there will be next 4 electrons. That means the last electron is presenting in the p orbital. That's why this carbon is present in the p orbital. Like any kind of atom which you will consider, and you will see the electronic configuration, and if you are finding the last electronic configuration is presenting any of the orbitals, suppose d orbital, that means that element surely will be present in the d block of the periodic table. So now we understood, depending upon the blocks, this periodic table is divided to the classes like S block, P block, then D block, and then here below the F block. So now coming upon to rows and columns, you see there are 18 columns. You see, starting from first, second, and onwards to 18 columns. Also there are 7 periods starting from first period, second period, third period, and like this. So there are though there are 18 columns and seven periods, but still why this is the gap? So this is the gap as we told during telling about the definition of the periodic table. So here the elements are arranged by increasing order of their atomic number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, but recurring their chemical properties. So we can place this second element here, not here, and the third element here respectively. But in that way of arrangement, in these groups, if we will place suppose the helium here, so in these groups what will happen? The helium is having the property is not same as the property of beryllium. That means the property of beryllium and these elements is not similar to property of helium, but the helium property is similar to this last elements. So we place the helium here. Similarly, we didn't place these elements here, because if we will place these elements here, then the property of these elements will be different from these elements. So what will happen then? We cannot say this group shows the similar property. So basically in the periodic table all the groups show some extent of similar property. Like this is the group 1 which shows some many of the properties is very similar. Even in same group maximum properties are similar, though there are physical property or there are chemical property. So this is happening to all the groups, means in all the groups the properties are somewhat similar. That's why they didn't place here. Instead they placed in the position where the elements of the groups are similar. That means the presentation of the elements in the periodic table is arranged in such a way along with the increasing of their atomic number, but also recurring their chemical properties. Now one question comes like why the D block is in between S block and P block. So this we told as S block and this we told as P block, but we place the D block in between the periodic table. Why not here? So the answer is like the properties of the D block is somewhat mixing between this S block along with the P block. That is the D block shows the intermediate property of S block and P block elements. So we can say here these are the metals for example, and these are the metals also, but these are the semi metals and these are the non metals. But our D block elements are also metals. So in this way we place this D block here so that we can tell up to this all are metals, then this is the semi metals or in like semiconductors, and these are the non metals. So the answer is like the D block elements shows intermediate properties of S block and P block elements. So they the D block elements placed in between S block as well as the P block. So thank you all for to listening the video. Now in coming classes all about the periodic classification, all about the properties, like in each group we will have one classes properly to understand the properties of the chemical elements in the periodic table, and then somewhat how to understand the electron configuration properly, and how to know the elements position and their properties which are related to the group, any group, or related to the period, that will understand in the following classes. So please subscribe the channel so that the next videos will come to you automatically once we'll upload the videos. Thank you.